Hi, everyone. Deb Coleman. Welcome to another content conversion strategy tip. I was laughing to myself because my post-it was covering up the go live button. So I wasn't even sure that I was getting started here. But bear with me. I'm using a new platform to go live. So if I don't see your comments, please have patience and I will definitely circle back. Thank you for tuning in today. I want to talk about 3 keys to better email open rates. And I want to say it's a hot topic, but it's always a hot topic if you're in the online marketing space because it's a mainstay for how we communicate with our audience. And if those emails are not getting opened or they're not getting opened by a significant portion of our subscribers, then we're really limited in not only, how many people we can reach and help and serve, but also what our revenue is. If, that is one of the most likely places to find people interested in working with us and purchasing our services and our products. So it's a key marketing strategy to pay attention to your email success or lack thereof and do what needs to be done to make that improve. So, I wanted to share with you some strategies we're talking about in the Content Conversion Lab, which is my group program to help people get really clear on what their is and what their strategies are to not only create better content, but to share and repurpose it so that you can have more meaningful connections with your specific audience and that you can sell more of your services and programs and products. So, when it comes to email open rates, I want to share some tips and tell you a little bit about how they've worked or are working for people in the lab and other private clients of mine. So one of the first keys when it comes to email marketing, and think of your own experience when you're receiving emails, they're much more effective when they are written as if you're speaking to one person. It's very important when you're sitting down to send an email that you don't think about how many subscribers you have and satisfying the masses or speaking to all of them, because we also tend to use language that sounds like all of you or many of you. And I've made that mistake myself. And it's really a bit alienating to the person on the other end versus if you speak as if you're speaking just to them. Now, they know they're part of your subscriber list, but still, we're trying to make connections one at a time, person to person. So speak to one person when you create your emails and speak, talk, share about what's most important to them now. So, one of the examples I want to give that I talk a lot about is my 4 C's to content conversion. And the first is clarity, the second is connection, the third is consistency, and the fourth is conversion, that people convert, they choose to buy when all the other C's line up and are done effectively. However, it's really challenging to speak to someone about getting consistent with their email marketing or with their social media if they don't know where to begin. They're needing to learn the basics. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily you, but my point is that we need to know where our audience is at in their journey and what they need from us at this point. So if I were to speak about consistency before anyone even was emailing at all, they probably are not going to be paying attention because it's just too far out from where they are. So speak to the one person, speak about what's important to them, not necessarily what's important to you, and you will see better email open rates for one. But there are a couple other things that go with it. So, my second tip is to be as vulnerable as you can be about yourself, your story, what got you here, what you're experiencing, what the challenge was like for you before you figured out certain things in your business or in the service that you now have become expert in. Many times it's because we struggled with that ourselves initially. So when we share that story, we become much more relatable and people feel connected to us and they feel a more meaningful connection. I spoke with someone just today about, a part of their story that they see as their past and almost like a different lifetime. And many of us have that, either jobs we did before or something that kind of defined us before this current state that we're in. And that is important. And not only is it important, but it differentiates you from other people who do similar work. So I want to encourage you to share your vulnerability to the extent that you're comfortable when you email your list. I did this recently and I really didn't feel like I was being super vulnerable, but I shared about fear and how I was having some fear when I really took a look at it as to why I wasn't rolling out my latest masterclass. It had been some time since I had done one, and I was about to put it off for another month, and it had already been put off a couple of months. And I realized, like, I'm just fearful about it. Like, I just don't feel like I have all the things in place. And just by sharing that with my list, which is what my email was about that week, it was not strategic. It was not meant to elicit any kind of response. It was meant to just say, hey, this is what I'm dealing with right now. And I just wanted to share it with you because you're people in my community. It got so many responses of personal emails and people reaching out and saying what had helped them identify for themselves, or that they were looking forward to the master class now that it was getting rolled out, or whatever. And if I had not allowed myself to be vulnerable in that moment, I probably would have written a much more like markety kind of email about the master class itself. So step two, after speaking to one person about what's important to them, when you share about yourself in step two, share something vulnerable, share something that's going to help you stand out from everybody else. And three is one of my 4 C's that I touched on before: consistency. It is important to be consistent with email, and you will get better email open rates when you are more consistent in how you email your list. And not everybody wants to do the every Wednesday morning email or whatever that regularity feels. Some of us, myself included, don't always love what feels kind of stringent to me around that. But there's a lot of value in being predictable for your audience, so they kind of know when to look for that. Or they may notice that they didn't get your weekly email. So whether you stick to the this time of day and this day of the week, or you just get in the habit of doing it weekly, you will get much better open rates. And I can speak for myself in that there wasn't a whole lot else I was doing different with my email process other than doing it more regularly, that over time, and not a whole lot of time, led to better and better open rates, because people who were opening were finding some value, finding reason to stay connected, and then they feel it reinforces the desire to open the next one that comes. So it's something we have to earn. It doesn't just happen necessarily, but we can't even get in the ring if we're not showing up consistently, because there are too many other things out there. There are too many other emails that are vying for attention, and people don't always feel like they have a lot of time. So if we're going to be sporadic, then their attention to us is going to be just as sporadic. So I really just want to implore upon you that if you're feeling like more people should be opening your emails, more people should be clicking on things or responding to your questions, you need to take a look at these 3 tips, put them to use. Let me know what you find out. I know it's worked for the people in my group program. It's worked for my private clients. It not only helps them get results right in that moment, but it helps them establish a bit of a groove around their email marketing that then they can stay more consistent and the results only get better. And as I shared a little bit about my experience myself, was my open rates were, somewhere certainly under 30%, which I know they tend to say in the industry, like about 30%, you're doing great if that many people are opening your emails. And mine might have been 20, 18. I mean, it just fluctuated down there. But as I use these 3 strategies myself and consistently, my open rates went into the 40% on a regular basis, and sometimes even topped above that. Nothing extraordinary, no, clicky kind of subject lines or tricks of the trade or anything like that. Just being real, speaking to people, creating connection, and making it meaningful for them leads to more people opening and then therefore consuming your content. So I'd love to know what you think. I apologize because I'm not seeing comments if you're leaving any, but I will come back and respond when I see them later. So if you're watching on the replay, I hope you'll still take a moment and let me know your thoughts about this, what your experience with email marketing has been, where you're at. Please don't feel badly if you're not consistent or if you feel like you're making some of the mistakes that I've shared about. That's okay. We have to just kind of see where we're at and make some decisions about what can we do to step forward into more consistency, more connection, and then ultimately it will be more conversion, which is what we really all want. We want to serve more people. We want to get our solution into more of the right hands of the people who need it so that they can move on and accomplish their goals as well. So if you're interested in this topic, I recently put out an on-demand masterclass that you can grab right now and hear more about the 4 C's to better content conversion, more about email marketing and how to make it work for you, and social media, as well as some other content strategy tips that will help you get better conversion. You can grab it at debcoman.com/easy steps. So I'll put it in the comments, and I hope to see your comments when I circle back around so that we can have a conversation about how to get you more of the clients that you want to serve in your business. That's what it's all about for me. That's what I find most rewarding. And it would really be an honor to support you to get better results with your own business and your own content. All right, everybody, take care till next time.